Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Bukola's Corner. My name is Bukola. If you're new here, thank you guys for stopping by once again. Please do what to like, subscribe, comment, share, and I'm back with a new video. Let's just get right into it, shall we? All right, so today's video is in a Q&A style. I went through the internet. I literally surfed the internet for these questions that I felt I could give my 2 cents, because in case you didn't know, this is just me giving my 2 cents. That's all, just 2 cents, not five, two. All right, so the first question is I term it friendship and peer pressure. It says, how do I maintain my values when my friends are involved in activities that conflict with my beliefs? Now, as obvious as the answer to this question may be, maybe it's not that simple one. And this is a situation that a lot of new believers, if you're coming into the faith and you already have friends that, you know, you guys were not believers and you engage in certain things that go a bit against your newfound faith, then you would definitely find yourself in a situation like this. So I think it's very common to have to step into a new life, in your faith, and then it's now a challenge or it's a bridge you have to cross either ways to know what to do with the friendships that are no longer serving you or are no longer aiding your walk with God. I think that is a common dilemma. But I would say that, first of all, understand the concept of boundaries, right? Understand what it is that you ought to do and what and ought not to do. It's okay to want to share that. Oh, for example, they are calling on you to do something or to engage in the activity, whatever it is, and you are like, and you can say, oh, I'm no longer, you know, I no longer want to live that life. I don't want no longer want to engage in the activity. So stating it as it is, because if you mince words and if you're not, like, if you don't stand your ground, they can just be like, my friend, let's go, or something like that, and you end up falling back into that situation. And then when it becomes normalized, that they can easily say, oh, they can easily like shut you up, or just take advantage of your silence, then you end up falling back into that, into that lifestyle. So I think clearly letting them know that you are no longer for that life is the first thing to do. This might spark curiosity, or I don't know, a form of rage in them. It depends. Some might be like, oh, okay. Some might respect that, but don't want to be part of it. Some might be curious and say, oh, why? And eventually, when you speak to them, it's an opportunity to share your faith, and you might end up pulling some to the faith as well. Or some might just be plain right, like, absolutely not. And then I feel like those are the first sort of people to tell bye to. So it does hurt, especially if these people are your bosom friends. You cannot maintain your values if you are hanging out with them or engage or being around them for long, like being around them. Oh, you don't want to go clubbing, for example, and you don't club and you're following them. You're not dancing, but you are there. Things like that. Or you want to quit drinking, for example. You're not drinking, but you are there when they are drinking. Like, it's only a matter of time, especially when you are just leaving. Having a walk with God, one of the things that you have to come to terms with is that you will lose friends. For the most part, there's a 99% chance that you will lose friends, especially friends that are not in the faith. Your bestie cannot be an unbeliever and you are a believer. It doesn't work that way. One will pull the other to their side. Is it that you become an unbeliever again, or the other one becomes a believer? So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. Another question here says, how can I work through moments of doubt or questions about my faith, especially during tough times? I feel you. I feel you. So I think, let me see, I feel like someone asked me the question. I think that a lot of us don't understand that it's okay to ask God questions. Yes, his ways are not our ways, and there are some things that we will never understand that he has done, that we may never get answers to. But let's not demonize asking God questions. God likes curious and inquisitive children. When I mean children, that's us, because we're his children, right? He likes curious and inquisitive children. That's why the Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek. You have to seek. Even Jeremiah 33 verse 8 says, call upon me and I would answer. You have to call, you have to reach out. He wants you to reach out. He has already done his own part of the reaching out, but he wants you to reach out as well. So he likes questions. So if you have questions about, if you are doubting, oh God, this is not what I don't think that this is your plan for me, or is this your plan for me? Why you told me this and you told me A and B is happening, what is going on? Or God, this is a particular part of my faith that I don't have clarity on. Let's have a real relationship with God. Besides, how do you communicate when you don't ask questions? How do you get to know someone when you don't ask questions? If you're on a date with somebody that you're interested in, how do you get to know the person? How do you get to know the person's favorite color? How do you get to know the person's likes and dislikes? How do you get to know the person's dreams and ambitions if you don't ask questions? So I think ask questions. I also feel like having people, that's why the community is so important. Having people, pastors, teachers, people that are higher in the faith than you, um, walk you through whatever questions you may have. Feel free to ask them questions. I feel like it's a blessing when you have someone that's older, a pastor, a teacher, or even a friend that that you can ask questions about this, and you won't feel bad or won't judge you for having questions. Okay, this one says, "How can I move forward and find redemption after making choices I now regret?" I think first of all, understanding that Jesus has paid the price, and yes, it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to regret those actions, because it's okay to regret them, but I don't think it's the will of God for you to wallow in guilt. Because guilt is such a slippery slope, I'm telling you. Like from feeling bad to feeling like it's really fast, it's so slippery. From feeling bad to feeling like you can't approach God, to feeling like you can't pray, from feeling like God like turns his nose at your side. And that's actually not true. When you make a mistake, when you fall into sin, understand that he has paid the price. Do not sit in guilt and make a decision to make better choices. How do you set boundaries to avoid falling into sin if that's the case? You can't say, oh, I want to quit fornicating, for example, and you are living together. Let's not talk about that. But sitting in guilt is doubting what Jesus did on the cross of Calvary, which is dying and paying for your sin. It is not an excuse to now leverage on and then now continue to sin or keep making poor choices. Okay, so I have another question here. It says, how do I stay true to my faith when social media pressures and trends push values that feel contradictory? I think I touched a little bit on this question in my last video. I think that people misplace social media in their lives. As simple as that may sound, it's a big issue. People have gone into unnecessary depression, put themselves under unnecessary pressure, developed unnecessary anxiety, just unnecessary, because I say unnecessary because it is avoidable. It is your responsibility, first as an adult, secondly, and most importantly as a Christian, to know what you consume on social media. Rather, use social media to as a way to educate and impact your life. Follow the right people. Follow people that give you educative resources. Follow people that add to your life. As long as you're not a child, you have sense, you know left from right, you know how to scroll, you know how to hit the follow button. It is your responsibility. If you're struggling with pressure, you need to understand that when you see you are following people that buying private jets and all of that, and they tell you it's from taking pictures or brandies and all of that, and you are not there yet. Please be careful with how you consume their content. Understand, number one, social media is not real life. You guys, social media is not real life. That lady with a perfect body sometimes gets bloated too. Or that guy that is driving the latest car, like he may not be telling you all the source of his wealth. Like There's something called fake life. I did also understand that fake life has not is still in existence, still very much in existence. Fake life is still very much in existence. There are people that are going into credit card debt just to look good online. There are ladies that are going under the knife just to look good online. And yes, they are actually real successful people, but you don't need to put yourself under pressure because their journey is not your journey. Their journey is not your journey. So understand all of this, that social media is not real life. Just like how you go through challenges, they also go through challenges. Somebody can smile in the camera and be battling with heavy depression. Like, you guys, social media is not real life. That's why I said in my previous video that if you feel keep following social media trends, your life will also be doing like this. It's not funny, but it's actually it's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah. I like this question. It says, how do I discover my purpose and trust in God's timing when life feels overwhelmingly certain? I'm going to answer this question from a 20 something year old perspective. I think that when you enter into your 20s, you experience life in it's like your frontal lobe is literally developing more, right? And understanding that God has a plan for you, first of all. The fact that you were born into this world, you know, understand that God has a plan for you. And for you to fully discover your life's purpose and walk in its fullness, you can't do that outside of God. One. And two, understand that it's okay to feel uncertain, but there's a solution. Going to God. I'm not going to say, watch this video, watch that video. But the first thing is to go to God. Ask questions, like I said. God has a plan for you. He wants to tell you. And when I mean he wants to tell you, he's not going to tell you, he's not necessarily going to tell you in a dream. Oh, my daughter, you are meant to preach. You're meant to be in Australia preaching the gospel or owning a church around the world. Like, that's not necessarily. He may say that, and even when he says that, is you have to now go back to him and ask him, how do I go from here to there? What do you want me to do in this season, in this time? Because God reviews, the pages and the season, or the pages of our destiny in seasons per time. So understand that first. Number two, understand that in your 20s, like, you're discovering life. And I think that you have an advantage. I personally feel like doing life without God is ghetto. It's actually ghetto because, like, so first of all, you have an advantage that you are in Christ. And I think building a relationship with God where you're able to hear Him, where you're able to know how He speaks to you is very important. Two, at a 20 something year old, understand that you are stepping into adulthood full time. And it's okay to feel like you feel uncertain. It happens to everybody. I don't know if you know, please tell me in the comment section. But I don't know anybody in their 20s that have not felt like this. Like, if you haven't, then, but yeah, you would be lying to yourself, or I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. But yeah, I've not met any 20 that hasn't felt like that. Even the most spiritual, even the most, they still feel uncertain. But understand that working with God is important. So walk with Him, walk with Him, walk with God. Understand that He has a plan for you. And as long as you are willing to yield, you are willing to follow, you are willing to obey part time, you will definitely get there. All right. Mental health. How do I reconcile struggling with mental health while also feeling pressure to have unwavering faith? Um, I think that for a lot of uncertainties, doubt, fear, all of those things, I think we need to come to a place of vulnerability with God. Yes, it's good to have people to talk to and all of that, but vulnerability with God is so important as a Christian. That's why I said, if you're always doing your Alpha and Omega, beginning and the end, da, 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 and you know that you actually have something to say, or you're actually going through something, but you're just like, oh, you don't feel his demure to talk to God that, oh God, like, God, I don't know where I'm going. I need your help, or I'm so confused about this, or God, I'm struggling in this course, or God, I like somebody. Yes, you can tell God that. Like, he knows. Whether you tell him or not, he knows. So might as well just like spill and just have your peace. If you are battling with something like unforgiveness or thing, or even your mental health, God, I'm struggling. I know that depression is not of you. Depression is not your way for my life, but Lord, I am struggling with depression. Help me out. Help me out. Help me out. Help me. Help me. He might go as far as, bringing people into your life or walking you through that, and all of that. And I think you should go to the word. I think start with the New Testament. Go to the word. Go back to the word. Listen to sermons that uplift your faith. Listen to sermons that uplift your faith. Like, go back to the word, because God has so many things he has said. He has called you Lord. He has called you. He has said he has not given you fear. He has told you not to worry, because anxiety does not add anything to your body or to your being, your entirety, things like that. So I think go back to the word. Go to the word. What does God say about you? What authority has he given to you? What does he say about depression? And I'd like to also add that, because there are levels to depression, sometimes, or, therapy is not a bad thing, you know, but understand that depression is not of God. And for example, let's say you are in a waiting season and you're trusting God for one thing or the other, and it feels like nothing is happening. Talk to Him, go to Him, go to the Word, strengthen your faith. Because to be honest, you can't afford to give up. You can't afford to let depression win. So understand that. Um, but above everything, I would say, from the totality of this video and everything, is the importance of vulnerability with God. It is so helpful. Like, you can't even go that far. You can't even go that far with God, or you can't even allow God invade every single part of your life if you're not vulnerable with Him. Like, just come naked. Yeah, just that's it. Like, come as you are. Be vulnerable with God. You know, you know, you are struggling with unforgiveness, or someone hurt you that day. Talk to Him. Like, really talk to Him. Like, He's listening. He's not a tyrant. He actually is listening. He's listening to you. He knows. Why don't you just tell Him? Why don't you just talk to Him? You know? Yeah, I think I'll be ending this video here. I hope that I was able to give my 2 cents from my little experience and little knowledge. If you liked this video, give it a subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, share, and I'll see you guys in my next